Ladies, gentlemen, bodies of water, this is the Alchemy Lab. My name is Lee. I am playing Cassius Valentine. No jokes here today.
My name is Carl. I'm playing Gracchus.
Oh, serious. And my name's Matt, and I have now plugged my microphone in because it wasn't plugged in before.
Professional outfit, ladies and gentlemen, bodies of water. Professional outfit.
We hit three for three last episode.
Mm-hmm. Indeed we did. Well, we are. So last time, welcome back to the Shattered Land Streets of Mihre. Tea and Treachery last time. The gentlemen found that their rings that they had salvaged from Mr. Jond's belongings were indeed magical. And they've made a friend, sort of, kind of, maybe. Inspectors
more than Gracchus.
Yeah, half of them have made a friend. The Inspector Swift of this district of Tier 6 of Mihre. You are currently in the barracks. You've got a couple of things on. Melora Knightley, the suspect and witness to this poisoning that you're investigating, is waiting to be interviewed, interrogated, whatever you want to call it. But there's also an autopsy on of Mr. Jond, Mr. Balthazar Jond.
Yeah, not Bouter sound.
Not Balaton sound.
Autocorrect.
Not Peloton bike Jond. No.
Well, over to you. Ding your bells, pedal along, and what are you guys going to do?
I think we should go to the autopsy of Peloton bike Jond first.
Sure. Cool.
We're in no rush. And perhaps you could be of some assistance in there, Gracchus.
I'm sure I can work some magic.
Indeed.
You can smell the kind of sterile, sort of cleaning, bleachy scent of an abattoir as you pull fairly close to the interrogation room. It seems to be at the end of the corridor, down a set of set steps into the cellar. You move down the stairs. Jond is nudie, laid out on a slab. There are a pair of doctors with him. At least there seem to be doctors. They're wearing kind of white robes, and one of them is taking notes. The other is looking, sort of doing like eye examinations and sort of looking through a magnifying glass and doing all sorts of funky things. The one taking notes looks up at you. It's a sort of middle-aged man, quite lithe, quite slim, kind of sunken in face. Herr Doctor? The other one looks up. Oh, well. I was not aware that we were having visitors in this autopsy.
I don't think you were until very recently. Good afternoon, gentlemen. My name is Mr. Valentine. This is Mr. Foebreaker. Inspector Swift has sent us down to sit in on the autopsy. We are helping with the investigation.
I see. The doctor speaking there, older gentleman, as you can tell by his voice. When he's not looking through the magnifying glass, he's looking through very, very magnifying glass-esque spectacles. Just kind of trimmed goatee, balding, liver spots. Oh, Inspector Swift, I see. Well, I am Dr. Julius. I am the head autopsy, head mortician. What's the word? Dead people scientist, Carl. I'm the head coroner. Thank you, Carl. This is my assistant, Dr. Stahl. Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet both of you.
Doctors. While they're talking, I surreptitiously cast Detect Poisons.
Interesting. Okay. You're here to, I suppose, observe. Are you investigating the murder?
We are, yes.
Ah, well, please come a little closer.
Thank you.
You move into range, Gracchus. Hang on. Okay. Now, you're not getting any trace of poison from the body.
Anything about disease at all?
No, nothing.
Interesting.
Not a thing. This man should not be dead. Based on your kind of.
Interesting. The man wasn't poisoned. Forgive me, Dr. Julius. I am somewhat trained in druidic arts. My people are used to using magic to help assess people's health. I can detect poisons and diseases within people's bodies within range of me. This man was not poisoned. At least not by anything giving off an aura that I can find.
Fascinating art. Most fascinating. Well, I suppose the first thing we should do, Dr. Stahl, is determine the cause of death if it wasn't poison.
That raises some interesting questions for ourselves, Cassius.
Indeed it does.
We watched the man drop dead in front of us after drinking the tea. We assumed poison. How else could a man die so suddenly with no outward bodily issues?
I believe we have the tea. It's part of the investigation. It is in the evidence.
Where would that be?
Well, it is just at the other side of the room.
I walk over, point it out to me. I just wherever he points.
It is on the table against the wall.
I head over, I pick it up and sniff it and hold it and see if anything pops.
So as you cross to within 30 feet of it, it's like you get a little. Oh no! There's something. There's something in there.
So, with that, I can determine what kind of poison it was.
Indeed. I mean, it seems like, well, it seems necrotic of some description, some kind of necrotic poison. Very, very faint, though, incredibly faint.
That makes no sense. The tea is poisoned, but at a minuscule level.
The tea is poisoned, but the man is not poisoned.
As far as my senses can tell, that's what's happening here. Which, I'll be frank, Doctor, makes no sense to me just as much as yourself. Someone did try to poison this man, but it doesn't appear that the poison is what killed him. At least, to my untrained knowledge.
Well,
I'm going to cast Detect Magic now.
Detect Magic? Okay.
Detect Magic, yeah.
On the... next to the teapot?
Again, it's the same as principle. In an area around me, I can detect what source of magic, if there's one present, and what kind of magic it is.
Okay. I mean, you pick up your rings. You pick up a few items around that are just kind of used in medical purposes, you would assume.
Mm-hmm.
You don't detect anything magical in the teapot. Or in the body.
There's nothing magical about this either. At least not his corpse or this tea.
Oh, you also from the two doctors, you detect a bit of magic.
Oh. Doctor, might I ask, you have a certain magical aura about you. Both of you do.
Oh, well, the clerical arts are somewhat, well, they're not as popular as they once were. Particularly the school that we inhabit, the grave, known as the grave cleric.
Understood. That helps a lot. But yes, there's no aura from him or the tea. So all we have right now is that the tea was poisoned by some form of necrotic poisoning, yet it doesn't appear to have entered his body.
Over to you then, doctors.
Indeed. Cassius, can you make a history check for me?
No.
It's like the one thing he's not good at.
13.
And Gracchus, make one as well.
I'm not good at it either.
Roll my history.
17 somehow. Fucking hell.
Okay. In both of your various travels on the upper tiers, you have scattered memories of certain occasions, certain poisonings. It's a popular method of killing people, particularly up.
Mm-hmm.
You seem there's sort of a connection between like having a lot of money and poisons that are like very, very difficult to detect, that dissipate very quickly once they've killed you. Particularly with you, Gracchus. The people you used to work for.
Yeah.
They had a guy who was a very, very good poisoner.
Maybe he was poisoned still. It's not impossible. Forgive me. There are certain higher tiers have access to poisons that are not common. Particularly skilled apothecary could create a poison that would dissipate from the body very quickly. It would make sense taking it in a teacup and not in him. Perhaps the body processes it out faster.
Well, if I were to create some kind of poison that the tea is not cold, the body is also not cold, but was that
you store the body?
Sorry?
Did you store the body at colder temperatures then?
Oh, nine. He was brought in. He's been on the slab. The tea is now cold, but his body was obviously warm until the poison had killed him. It's only a theory, but it could be temperature activated.
It's possible. It certainly would make sense.
There's something else that's rather interesting. The man had a bit of money on him in a secret compartment in his coat. Platinum pieces.
Again.
That does not surprise me, Doctor.
Oh, what a mysterious figure this man is.
Wherever we seem to go with it about this man, we seem to find less about him somehow.
Well, you found more platinum on him.
The man is a
Not
mystery.
on him, but he doesn't appear to be who he is. We asked around at his lodgings as to who he was. We're able to get access to his room, and he doesn't quite add up.
No. Well, we had a name. Well, only one name. We had Jond. We ran his name through Balthazar. Balthazar Jond. Well, we only had Jond to begin with, and we ran his name against a few official records. As far as we can tell, at least on tier 6, he doesn't seem to exist.
Man of Platinum, this man's carrying.
We have information that he could have been as high as tier 3.
Well, even
from there, but
he at least had access to it.
Well, even in traversal between tiers, we have no idea. There's no record of a Jond, first name or surname. Surname in this case, but very peculiar.
Interesting. Then why do we have a travel permit? I'm sorry, at this point I'm whispering this to Cassius. If they can't find a record of him traveling under the name Jond, yet we have a travel permit under that name.
It's not surprising.
But it means he must have traveled down here under another name somehow. The man is discarding names and identities very rapidly.
Mm-hmm. Let's think about this in a while.
Mm-hmm.
You see, when you look back, you see that Dr. Julius has made a very clean incision down Jond's chest, and he's sort of peering at the heart through the ribcage. He touches the heart, but his heart failed very quickly. It clenched. Again, no sign of any kind of poison, but it is consistent with what a poison would do.
Someone high up wanted this man dead, it would seem, and probably paid an awful lot of money to see it happen. What the hell was he doing down here?
It is a mystery.
What else would be damaged if it was a poison, Doctor?
Well, there would be damage to the... If he ingested the poison, so there would be perhaps traces of it in his esophagus.
Mm-hmm.
It must have entered his bloodstream incredibly quickly.
The kidneys,
so there would be perhaps the kidneys, perhaps the stomach lining. Perhaps through the mouth. There may be a blood vessel in the mouth. We can check all of this and
if you could, it would help us. More information is what we require here.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think we can be of any more help. But we will return in an hour or so.
We should have a few preliminaries done in an hour. Got the squishy bit to come.
Very well, Doctor. Well, we will leave you both to your work. Thank you for allowing us to sit in on this.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, and good luck in your investigation.
Thank you.
Cass, a quick note before we talk to Melora.
Mm-hmm.
I highly suspect the family supplying her with the drugs was the Delanos.
That name's come up before, hasn't it?
They were the family I worked for.
Ah. And this name has come up recently. It did come up recently, didn't it?
She mentioned them by
Came
name.
up in the first episode,
Yeah.
didn't it? Yeah. Yes, Melora did say the Delanos. Well, Gracchus. life you once left behind has come back.
That's Mihre for you.
Well, it was about time my life crept up on me.
Yeah, I suppose I can't run from it forever.
Okay, another piece to the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Shall we go see her?
Let's.
We head off to the cells.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, ascend the stairs and travel a little bit down the corridor to that big iron door that Mr. Swift mentioned. It is locked, but there's a hatchway, like a viewing hatchway. You see a guard's face, kind of. And then there's a sound of an iron bar scraping back. And the door opens inward. Inspector Swift mentioned that you would be coming through.
Yes.
Cell 3.
Cell 3. Thank you.
So the cells themselves, it's all open. There are 7 cells in this little block here. Iron bars, ceiling and walls, iron bars. These are very, very basic, just a cot and a bedpan, pretty much. Like, not a whole lot.
Okay.
They're about 8 feet by 8 feet.
Okay.
Melora is just kind of sitting on the cot with her head in her hands. The other cells are occupied. Well, some of them are, but the inhabitants are just sort of staring into space, or they're asleep.
The silent cough. The silent killer. Okay. Right. Well, let's go. Let's go talk to her. Melora.
She looks up at you. Mr. Valentine, Mr. Foebreaker. It's good to see the pair of you.
We're here to help if we can.
I swear I did not do what
I believe you.
Well, it's good to hear that from somebody here.
Tell us about the Delanos, Melora.
I told you about them, didn't I? They are from the tier above us, tier 5. They have many business interests down here, and one such interest is the Lover's Haze. Distributors, sometimes even manufacturers. I am both.
The room behind the magical wards, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And you are in good standing with your patrons?
Reasonably good standing. I've done nothing wrong.
The Delanos are a tricky family to deal with. One minute they like you, the next minute you're not good enough. Often it's arbitrary.
You said reasonably there, Melora. Has anything happened?
Well, no. I mean, I do what I do. I do my job. I give them their cut. I never miss a payment. There's no reason for. I only say reasonably good because they are what they are.
And Now on to Mr. Jond.
There was poison in the tea, Melora.
I didn't put it there, I swear it.
Who did?
I don't know.
You have to understand the condition, the situation you're in, Melora. There is poison in the tea. That is indisputable. You made the tea.
I know.
Cassius and I were both there, and we were the only other patrons.
I know, I can't explain it. I swear I did not poison him. I swear it.
Talk us through your day. From waking up to serving the tea.
My abode is very close to Novelty. I woke up at sunrise, went to the shop, checked on the progress of the latest shipment.
When did
Maybe I was doing that half an hour after dawn. Finished maybe 10-20 minutes before the opening time, which is 2 hours after dawn, typically. Then I had my morning customers. It was a normal day. And then...
No one stood out. No one unusual.
No one I have not seen before. Balthazar was unusual, but he was always unusual.
How well do you know him?
I was not honest with you before. Perhaps I should have been, but if you are... I'm wary around people who are... You were clearly some kind of investigator, some kind of... For all I knew, you were working for Swift. But I know him. I've known him quite well over the last couple of weeks.
How well?
Well, he was very charming.
Intimately well, it seems. That would explain why he didn't partake at the lodgings.
Yeah.
Did he stay with you?
Sometimes.
Did he leave things at your home?
No, never.
When was the last time he was at your home?
4 days ago.
4 days. Okay.
Melora, is there any construction going on near your home?
Near my home. Let's see. A few streets away from Novelty, there is something.
Is Red Clay?
I don't know. I've never been there. I only hear it.
When did it start?
Perhaps a month ago.
John's only been here for a few weeks. It lines up.
Could do. Now, Melora, the tea that you served, Balthazar, had anyone else had that tea that day?
It was the, it is not one of my more popular teas. It was the, it was the Black Rose tea. Black Rose, that's it. Not the most popular tea, but a couple of people have had it the same day.
What are the ingredients?
Black rose and a few herbal leaves and
What herbs and leaves? And had Jond been using that same tea consistently?
it's the same tea he always orders.
A skilled apothecary could pull it off, I suppose.
But other people had drunk the tea. Isn't that the one that I had?
You had the drug tea. You had the
It was
I
something.
can't remember the name of it. It was a rose tea, but it wasn't.
It wasn't the black rose, it was a different one.
It wasn't the black
Okay.
rose.
Okay.
Other people had drunk the tea.
Yeah. Yes.
We found poison in his teacup, but none in him.
I don't
If
know.
our thinking was backwards,
Perhaps the cup was poisoned, perhaps.
perhaps he was already poisoned, and something in the tea activated what was in his body.
Indeed. As Dr. Stahl said. Yes.
It would explain why the poison was found in the teacup, but not in him. Because it only activated enough to kill him and then processed out.
I promise you. I put nothing in the tea.
Have you seen anyone following Jond? Anyone you don't recognize coming in around the same sort of time that he did?
I don't know. He came in at different times. He always came in alone.
Different times, same tea. I imagine a different cup.
Of course.
Someone had to have been following him.
The poison was made before then. I think you're right, Gracchus.
He wasn't poisoned in the tea house, he was poisoned elsewhere.
Beforehand, yes. I think that's it from me. Gracchus, do you have any more questions?
You're contacting Delano's for the buying. Who is it?
It is a messenger. It just leaves an envelope, a scarlet envelope, on my desk, on the till at the shop. A tiefling man.
Does it ring a bell? For me?
There are a couple of tieflings in the employ. One of them is only one of them is like a kind of message runner. And his name is Perry.
Probably unrelated, but good to know.
He's got like normally they're rust red, but he's kind of more. He's more of a shade of purple. He's a bit more distinctive.
I remember him. Okay. The truth, Melora, is that this is complicated. We can try and help you with about John's death. The Lover's Haze is another issue. My advice, help them. They'll want to stop it from getting around. Cooperate with them.
All right, I will.
If you ever get into trouble with Delano, send word for me at the Devilish Archive. Understood?
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. I will.
Leave it with us. We'll do everything we can to help you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melora.
Ladies and gentlemen, bodies of water, we will hit pause there.
Here we are. The plot bloody thickens, as it always does, because it's... Matthew.
Hello. I stopped the recording early because I'm a silly sausage.
He's a silly boy. But we wanted to say goodbye to you all, because we always like to do that. Do all the YouTube things. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
For real this time. See you later.